USS John Warner has a new leader following a change of command ceremony today at Naval Station Norfolk. It's a time-honored tradition, and this time a special guest was there for the big change. 13 News Now anchor Ashley Smith has more, all new at 5:30.
Who better to usher in the change of command for a submarine than the man for which the vessel is named?
The white hat sailors, I've been through all they've been through, and I tell you, I urge each of them to do my career and even do better than I did.
Just over a month after returning from its maiden deployment, USS John Warner has a new officer in charge. During this morning's change of command ceremony, John Warner himself, a retired 5-term U.S. Senator and the 61st Secretary of the Navy, delivered a speech on board his namesake.
I hope that those among you proudly wearing that hat today can take from my remarks a sense of your own accomplishment and the future that rests ahead of you.
Commander William Wiley relieved the John Warner's commander of nearly 3 years, Bert Canfield. Wiley is reporting for command following a federal executive fellowship at the Atlantic Council, where he served as the U.S. Navy Senior Fellow.
I stand ready to pursue excellence on a daily basis with you as we maximize the lethality of this amazing warship.
Canfield will transfer to the U.S. Fleet Force's Nuclear Propulsion Examination Board. In April, the John Warner became the first Virginia-class sub to fire its missiles in combat when it fired 6 Tomahawk missiles at Syrian targets. For its next mission, the Warner will have a new leader at the helm, but its name stays the same.
And to feel proud and brave for what you have done, and look them squarely in the eye and say, duty, honor, country is my code.
In Norfolk, Ashley Smith, 13 News Now.